This is October the 4th, 2007. Very strange morning on YouTube. Not necessarily just the morning, but also strange the last couple of days. Several of my subscribers, there's two in particular, but others have also been involved. There seems to be a currently going through my YouTube experiences this meme of some sort of depression, some sort of malaise. This morning when I turned on, got a there was a new video from wannabe Kiwi Boy, and he made a comment about he didn't want to sound whiny or something like that, or apologize for being whiny. And just to let you know, Wayne, I didn't think it was whiny. I thought you were probably expressing many of the thoughts that a lot of us go through. I really hope that your video was, in fact, just a little bit depressing. It showed a depression maybe on your part, and I hope it's just a temporary thing coming through, because we all have periods where things just appear to be don't make sense. We don't understand it. One of my favorite expressions is, I don't get it. And so many times in life that does, that's just the way the experience of life feels. It's hard to understand how other people can be so unthoughtful, uncaring, so disassociated from everything else except themselves. One of the thoughts that I had while watching it was, if you really are feeling badly, I would love to do anything and everything that I could to help you. And I'm not so sure that there's really a lot that I could do. I don't know you well enough to know what might help. One of the things I would suggest, this is my advice part, now I'll get off get out of my doctor role. One of the things I would suggest is, you're good at your music, and sometimes if you just let everything that's not making sense, everything that seems so wrong about the world or causing problems, sometimes if you just let it go, and there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot change people. You cannot make the world different. You can only do what you can do. You can only make your part of the world good. You can think globally, but act locally. Do what you can to make your little space around you, the part that you really do have an influence on, to make it better. And the rest of it, be concerned and pay attention. Don't ignore what's going on in the world. Don't ignore problems. Don't ignore things. But there's not a lot you can do about other people. And so what I'm suggesting is that when it seems overwhelming, when none of it seems to make sense, when it's just, you can't understand why things seem to be the way they are, just back off. Just take your music. This is what I would do. I would play my guitar. In fact, my guitar has a habit of being right next to me. I got my computer and I got my guitar. They're both in close, handy proximity. Just play your guitar. Just get lost in the music. It's not going to solve the problems. It's not going to solve your problems. But for the moment, for the time that you're playing, music can be very soothing. And sometimes that's all we need. We just need to be soothed. We need a reprieve. and it doesn't cure anything, but it's a gentle, soothing balm for the spirit. So that's the only suggestion that I really have that I think probably would help is just play your guitar and get into the music. You play very well, so, but even that's not the issue because I don't play that well. But when I'm playing, there's a feeling of bliss when I'm really into it. Whether it sounds good for other people or not is really irrelevant. It's soothing me. It's not making me feel better, but it's allowing me to experience something that really is very, it's hard to display, it's hard to explain or give specific words to it, but it helps me feel good. So that's what I would say for you. Then another one is Pino, Rosebush, is apparently he's been having some issues and is now taking medication for what appears to be clinical depression, which is in fact just a physiological thing. It does affect our thinking, it does affect our emotions, but it really has nothing to do with our actual, what we think or what we feel. It has an effect, and I think it's primarily it's a chemical imbalance is the way I like to look at it. I know when I've had bad times in my life, I've always felt that I suffered from clinical depression, but I went to a therapist at one point in my life after my partner died, and we went through so many different kinds of medication that eventually it was sort of like, I give up. We're not finding, none of this is working. And the only thing that there was one that sort of helped me, but it helped me in the sense that it just allowed me to pull away from things. It made me not be so worried, upset, anxious about things in general, which on the one hand was actually not a good thing, because then I felt like I wasn't experiencing life at all. And so went through a lot of different medications, and finally just sort of drifted away from that. It wasn't doing anything, wasn't really helping me. So if I have clinical depression, then I've never found a medication that would help. And sometimes you just have to go through life. So I hope, that this is something that will help you. I hope it's not a real serious issue for you, although I know it can feel bad. But I do appreciate you sharing it with us, and I think that's a good thing. Same thing for you, Wayne. It's good for us to share all of the parts that make us human. And that's what I want. That's, I guess, basically what this video is about today. Is just thanking those who have shared, not just the good times, not just their great ideas, not their wonderful thoughts, but also the other little parts of their life that make them human. And I think that's a really good part of the YouTube experience. At least it is for me. So, to any of my subscribers, anybody watching, if your life isn't going good, you need to know that there are other people out there that also care. They may not know you, but they care as human beings. So there's a lot of good in the world. There's a lot of reason for us to continue to enjoy. So, and part of life is not necessarily that life should be suffering, but there is suffering in our lives. So, and we work through it, and we learn from it, we gain from it. Anything that we experience makes us a better person if we'll let it. So I just wish everybody successful lives. That's what I want. So everybody have a good one. Peace out.